What's going on, guys? So in today's video, we're going to explore a game that I discovered, which is really cool, called Abyss Chasers. So let's jump into it. Abyss Chaser is a roguelike dungeon crawler produced by Bitrunner. Bitrunner is currently a solo dev project led by Lucas Birdka. Birdka has over 10 years experience in the industry, and he has worked on projects like Dying Light, Dying Light 2, and Warframe. In Abyss Chaser, you play as Abaddon, a powerful angel who was tasked with guarding the Abyss. Abaddon had the sole task of determining who enters and who, very rarely, leaves the Abyss. The Abyss is the final resting place for fallen souls. Abaddon got bored of his duties in Hell and decided that he was going to take a vacation on Earth. Probably somewhere in Florida. Before firing up his Harley and going for a joyride on Earth, he entrusted his keys to the Abyss to someone he thought was a friend. This friend betrays Abaddon and sells his key to the Abyss to Beelzebub, a powerful demon. Due to his negligence, Abaddon was judged by the heavens and sentenced to disgrace for abandoning his duty and letting the key fall into enemy hands. Abaddon is branded as a fallen angel, and if he has any hope of restoring his angel status, he must dive deep into the hells in order to retrieve the stolen key. It is unclear what Abaddon's friends' motives are, but Birdka advised me that the story will slowly uncover as you explore the world. Interacting with NPCs, exploring new areas, and diving deeper into the hells, you will find out why the key was sold and what that might mean for Abaddon and the world itself. The gameplay for Abyss Chaser reminds me a lot of Hades. You are armed with a melee weapon, a ranged weapon, and an amulet to start with. Each weapon has a special attack that charges as you kill enemies with that weapon. The special attack for the Dark Star, for example, the starting sword, you dash across the screen and hit all enemies along the path. The Frey, the starting handgun, shoots a bunch of bullets all at once, and the Last Breath, which is the starting amulet, phases your character out and gives you a big burst of speed. As you kill enemies and progress through the floors, enemies will drop either Might Shards, which increase your melee damage, Focus Shards, which increase your range damage, and Occult Shards, which increase the power of your amulet spells. Keep in mind, though, that these boosts to your stats only increase for the current run, and if you die or start a different area, those buffs do go away. Each area has up to 3 patrons, which can give you boons to help you on your quest. Sometimes it's more health, sometimes it's giving your weapon special attributes, etc. I've only discovered 1 or 2 patrons, so I'm not sure if there are specific patrons for each area, or if you can potentially discover different patrons for different areas. As far as the gameplay goes, it's pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it. Unlike other games where your dodge is tied to the amount of stamina you have, in Abyss Chasers you have 2 dodge charges that will slowly refill over time. So you need to pick and choose when you're going to dodge and when you're going to use your environment to get out of sticky situations. My only complaint with the combat is it's kinda hard to tell when your character actually gets hit. There were several times I thought for sure I dodged the attack, only to look down and see that my health had gone down. The power-ups and boons you receive seem to be procedurally generated, so you won't always do the same build each time. Sometimes you might get power-ups that heavily favor a ranged build, while other times you might get power-ups that favor a tanky melee build, or a bleed or angel fire build. When you load into an area, a certain number of tiles will be displayed from your starting tile. In the beginning, you will only be able to see 1 tile away on each side from your starting tile. Each tile will be unmarked until you enter it. Most of the times it will be a small pack of enemies you will need to dispatch, and then you get a reward at the end. But there are some titles that will have merchants or locked chests that can have some sick loot in it, provided that you have the key to open it, and many more options. You will eventually discover a boss tile which will be red with a giant skull on it. Now you can either choose to fight the boss right away, or you can continue to explore the dungeon for more power-ups or souls, which is the currency that you use to buy upgrades. But keep in mind, the more that you explore is a chance for you to die or start at lower health for fighting the boss, which will make the boss fight a little bit harder. As far as the UI goes, it's pretty simple and easy to understand. My only complaint with the UI is that your gauges are on the bottom left and the bottom right of the display, which sometimes obscures the gameplay. So if your character ends up in either of those corners, it's kind of hard to see what's going on. Each time you complete a run or die, your character will go back to the Aftermath, a desert saloon that is manned by one of the few friends that Abaddon still has left, known only as the Abyss Walker. In the Aftermath, you can get tattoos, which will increase your base melee, shooting, or magic stats. You can visit the armory, which allows you to improve specific weapons. And you can visit the garage, which allows you to upgrade your motorcycle, which can allow you to heal more times, store more consumables, or reveal unidentified tiles on the map. One of my favorite things about this game is such a small feature, and it's not really that important to the grand scheme of the whole game, but it's such a cool thing that the developer added, and it adds a ton of flavor to the game. So anytime you travel between points in the Forsaken Lands, you hop on your motorcycle and you blast through demons as you go, shooting, slashing, whatever you want to do. It's such a cool little mini game, and it allows you to get some extra currency. It doesn't really affect the gameplay too much, but it's just really cool to imagine this fallen angel riding through hell, slashing and shooting demons on his motorcycle. It's just really cool imagery. I really enjoyed the demo of this game. The demo is currently available on Steam, and I will leave a link in the description of this video. Abyss Chasers is set to be featured in the Steam Next Fest tomorrow, February 24th. I'm not sure when the game will actually launch, but it sounds like shortly after this festival will be when the developer will be releasing the game. I'm unsure of the price that Bitrunner is going to set the game at, but given it's an indie game, I would be very surprised if the game is more than $20. So if you like roguelikes or dungeon crawlers, I definitely recommend this game. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing, as it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. I make weekly content on various gaming topics like gaming news, game reviews, build guides, things like that. Until next time, have a great day/night. See ya.